North Korea has fired its most missiles in a single day into South Korean waters, one landing just off the coast of a South Korean city. The North Korean missile landed less than 60 kilometers away from the popular tourist city of Sokcho. This is just one of the at least 23 missiles launched by the North today. South Korea responded with 3 air-to-ground missiles over the disputed maritime demarcation line. Pyongyang has claimed the launches are in response to large-scale military exercises being held by South Korea and the United States, which they call, quote, provocative. I want to bring in Sung-Yun Lee, Korean Studies professor at Tufts University's Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy. Sung-Yun, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So, Sung-Yun, I want to get your initial reaction here to what has happened, this quite stunning escalation in aggression from the north to the south.
Well, contrary to the popular view out there that North Korea is half crazy or they just lash out, go all out at once, actually North Korea carefully, North Korea, pardon me, North Korea carefully, very carefully goes through a graduated step-by-step escalation. So we've seen North Korea conduct a record number of missiles this year alone in 2022 and not pay any kind of repercussion for repeatedly violating UN Security Council resolutions. Putin has, it seems, normalized what was once unthinkable, the right to nuke a peaceful neighbor. And it seems Kim and Putin are feeding off each other. Kim Jong-Un and his sister have repeatedly threatened to nuke South Korea and the United States. And this is another step in North Korea's ladder of escalation to put psychological pressure on its adversary, the United States and South Korea, to dread the worst. And when the time comes for Kim to revert to a post-provocation peace ploy, then you see the targets, the US and South Korea, are now, after having gone through a period of darkness and worry, now they are more prone to accepting North Korea's unreasonable demands. It's a cycle of provocation.
So then how do you think the U.S. and South Korea are taking what happened today, given the timing, you know, these drills that are happening, military drills that are happening between the U.S. and South Korea? Also the fact that this is coming at a time when South Korea is in a period of national mourning over the death of over 150 people over the Halloween weekend in Seoul.
That's right. And this tragedy, over 150 people dying on Halloween weekend, the state, South Korea, is going through this period of national mourning. You would think, North Korea being of Confucian culture like the South, that North Korea would show some manners and not do something like this. Well, that's not the North Korean way. For example, in May 2009, when a South Korean president killed himself, Kim Jong-il, the current leader's father, 2 days later on May 25th, issued a condolence message, and then 1 hour later conducted his nation's second nuclear test, which happened to fall on U.S. Memorial Day. That's the North Korean way, to show who's the boss, to continue to put pressure on South Korea, the far more attractive, the more legitimate, prosperous, happier Korean state. Why? Because otherwise, the North Korean dictator would be resigning himself to forever remain the leader of the loser Korean state, the inferior Korean state. So to dominate the South is a non-negotiable proposition for the North Korean dictator.
And just finally here, I did want to ask you your thoughts on the current president of South Korea, and the new president, Yoon Suk-yeol. He has called this missile launch an effective territorial invasion. He has taken a harder stance on North Korea. Talk to us about how that plays into diplomatic relations between the two countries.
Over the 5 years, the former South Korean president and the administration really turned a blind eye to North Korea's repeated provocations throughout 2017 and since May 2019. Now, the new person, he's a political naive. He has no career in politics, and he shows that he's a very uncultivated politician. But what Yoon has been saying his predecessors in the past have said. North Korea is in violation of international law. It is North Korea that's being provocative, and the resumption of U.S.-South Korea military exercises, these decades-old defensive military exercises, North Korea is using that as a pretext to do what it would have done anyway, that is continue to fine-tune its hardware, its military hardware.
Professor, it's such a pleasure to have you on the program today to provide this context as well as analysis. Professor Sung-Yoon Lee at Tufts University's Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy. Thank you.